Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about insecure seniors. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, I have been working as a software developer for many years, but I still feel insecure. I feel as insecure as in my programming language and frameworks as a new graduate. What should I do? Well, I would get myself a mentor. That's what I would do. You should probably do that. I mean, technically you don't actually specify how many, like what is many years. Is it 3 years? Because the difference between a fresh graduate and somebody who's been coding for 3 years, depending on how strong of a software developer you are, is actually it's not that big. I have worked with several developers who have been working for a few years, or like when you say many. So if you have 10 years of experience and you still haven't managed to get to a emotional security level that is higher than that of a graduate, I mean, you could be honest. Let's be honest here. You're formulating yourself in a way where you might be projecting a little bit here. You might actually not be as horrible as you think you are, but let's just, for the sake of the videos, assume that you are. If you are that horrible at coding after, say, 10 years or whatever, how many years you're talking about, then I really suggest to you that you need to, assuming now, I'm just saying now, I'm assuming that you want to improve, you're going to have to find a mentor or find a different type of company to work in, because I find it completely impossible, like borderline impossible at the very least, for you to be as horrible as you think you are, or as insecure in your coding as you think you are, and then at the same time, I'm assuming that you've worked at the same company, because no, if you try to get a new job as a senior developer with tons of years of experience, and you still code at the level of a graduate, that's gonna be noticeable. Unless you have some magical way through the industry that is just like the breeziest time I can possibly imagine, it would be like, I don't know, it's practically impossible. It's statistically impossible for you to be a really shitty senior software developer and then get more than one, to get through the industry in that fashion. So as I said, like, I don't know enough about the situation to tell you this or that about it. All I can really say is that if you feel fairly weak in your coding skills as someone who's been working for a few years, go and get yourself a mentor. Go and get yourself a job in a company where you actually get to, well, get a little bit of a challenge going. Because it's honestly, I can only imagine that it's either the fact that you're not actually being challenged at work, or you're doing work that doesn't actually grow you as a software developer, or, which is fairly likely as well, you are simply insecure in yourself. And if you want to deal with the insecurity, I would say that I'm not going to be able to squeeze all of that into a single video, but I can tell you that has more to do with you growing as a person and growing in a in your role as a software developer than spending more time coding or doing algorithmic problems and stuff like that. It comes down to personal security and perspective. That is what you need, and that is a whole different video. But I can tell you that it starts at trying to expand your comfort in whatever you do above the thing that you're doing right now. It's your ability to feel good about yourself, or your security, is going to stand in a very it's going to be a there's going to be a correlation between how much you actually try to do new things and try to expand your skills and your sphere of influence. Well, there's going to be a correlation between your confidence level and doing something like that. That's all I'm going to say, because I will sit here for the rest of the evening if I need to elaborate all my thoughts on why this is. And there are many people who are more qualified to help you with insecurities than I am. So what I want you to take away from this is that if you are a senior software developer. Technically, you just say many years, but I'm just going to assume that you're a senior software developer, and you still feel as if you're producing at a graduate level, well, either I would say that you're being, which is very likely, a little bit hard on yourself. Maybe the problem that you have is actually that you feel very insecure, or maybe you feel as if you simply can't match people who you perceive as being less experienced as you are. Because I find it extremely hard to believe that you've been able to survive in the industry for this long, assuming now that you've switched jobs or things like that. I mean, if you have truly been in exactly the same role in the same company, or maybe just moved from one company to another at one time, and you're practically in the same sort of company, and you went through the same process, then it is feasible that yes, you're basically able, you are at a graduate level. It's just that the work that you did in company A is the same work you're going to do in company B, and the requirements on you are super, super low. If that is the case, then you might not just be hard on yourself. You need to figure out which one it is. And the cure to most of this is for you to expand your sphere of understanding, your sphere of your role as a software developer. You need to grow. If you can't do that alone, I highly suggest that you get a mentor, somebody who has the emotional tools to challenge you a little bit, to help you understand new things, to try new things, to encourage you. That sort of coaching is going to be invaluable for you. And well, let's just leave it at that. Have a great day.